Two-strand twists are amazing protective styles for natural hair. I'm going to show you how to do your own twist, share with you tips and tricks and techniques that are going to help you achieve amazing twists like this. Hello beautiful souls. So today I'm going to show you how to achieve the perfect twist on your natural hair. I'll be breaking down every single step and sharing tips on how to get those twists looking moisturized, shiny, and long lasting. If you're new here, hello. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel. I make natural hair videos and I also share amazing natural hair care tips. So first things first, I'm starting off with freshly washed hair. So I washed my hair the previous day and I did a deep conditioner, and after that I moisturized my hair really well, and as you can see my hair is still moisturized, but we still have to prep our hair. So it's really good to start with moisturized hair, and I'm still going to moisturize my hair, but I'm going to be using water instead of leave-in, but you can use leave-in if you want to, and then I seal it with my shea butter. Also, don't forget to detangle your hair really carefully so that it can be much easier for you to do this protective style. So step number one is parting our hair. So we are doing a two-strand twist, so we need two sections so that we can be able to create that two-strand twist. So that small section, you're going to divide it into two, and then after that you can actually create your twist whichever size you prefer. So what you do after dividing the hair into two, you take one side, then twist it on one direction, then cross it over to the other side, then take this other piece, twist it, then cross it over. So that's the technique that we're going to be using: twisting, crossing over, twisting, crossing over, twisting, crossing over. So what I'm doing here is I'm pinching just a bit, then roll it a bit, then crossing over. So that's what we're saying twisting. To twist is to pinch, then roll it on your fingers, then you cross it over. So we're going to be doing that on our entire hair. We're going to do that throughout the entire length, and that's how you form a twist. As you can see, the form is still the same, the technique is still the same. Now those are the basics. You need to know that's how you twist your hair. Now we're going to see that this twist is much tighter and much stiffer. So the tighter the twist, the stiffer it gets. So now you've learned the basics of twisting, and that's pinching, rolling, then crossing it over, pinching, rolling, then crossing it over. So let's do this again, but now I'm going to show you the difference between the tighter twist and a much looser twist. So we're going to divide that section into two, and then we start twisting. So here at the roots, I do it tighter because you need to make sure that the hair is neat. So I'm doing it tightly. What I'm doing here is I'm pinching, rolling all the way through, then crossing it over. Pinching, rolling all the way through, then crossing it over. So once we get to the length of the hair, what we're going to do now is we're going to pinch. Instead of rolling it all the way through, we're going to roll it just a bit. We're going to take a 15 degrees turn instead of a 360, because once you're doing it tightly, we're doing it at 360. But now once we're doing it loosely, you're going to take a 15 degrees turn, if it makes sense. So don't worry, I'm going to show you a couple of times so that you can understand. Now I want you to spot the difference between the two. So the first section is much tighter and it's much longer than the other section. Sorry, I'm saying section, but I'm supposed to be saying twist. So the second twist here is fluffier and it has movement and it's shorter. So that's the difference, and that is how you get to achieve good twist without that stiffness. So let's do this again. So section that piece into two, then start twisting. The roots need to be tighter. Then once you get to the length of the hair, you twist it just a bit. So pinch, roll it once, pinch, roll it once. As you can see that rolling, I'm just doing it slightly. You need to make sure that you're just having that small turn. It's just slightly, you're not doing it a lot, just slightly, and that's enough to form a twist. So we're just turning it a bit, rolling it a bit, and then crossing it over. And that is how you get to have movement on your twist. But then you need to understand that this hair is going to shrink much more because it has space to shrink. It has space to shrink. Sorry about that, guys. So the first one is it's more elongated. The second and the third, they're much shorter but fluffier, and they're going to shrink more, but they're fluffier and they look so good. So this is what I prefer. I love it when my hair has movement. I love it when my twist have that movement. Plus, I also love volume, so you spot the difference. Now let's move to the other side, and this time round we're going to twist on the opposite direction. So this is just to show you guys that you can do your twist in different directions. It determines on whether you prefer that direction or not. So it's actually not a one size fits all, so you can do it in any kind of direction that you prefer using. Just know that the technique is still the same in all directions. So as you can see here, we're doing the same direction, but instead of me crossing over, I'm crossing under. Yeah, because I've changed the direction. So you're going to change direction in every aspect. So when you're twisting in a different direction, and when you're crossing it in a different direction, and it's still the same. Pinch, roll, pinch, roll. That's all you have to do. Pinch, roll, then cross it over or under. Pinch, roll, cross it over or under. So here I'm using the tighter technique, where I'm twisting it all the way through the 360 degrees that I'm using. So I'm actually twisting it 360 wise. So yeah, and you're going to see a huge difference. So once you twist your hair too tightly, not too tightly, but once you twist your hair tightly, it's going to elongate the twist. It's going to elongate the twist, but now it's going to come with stiffness. It's not going to have that body, and it's not going to have that movement. And I want you to see the difference. It's still a twist, but they look they are from different directions. As you can see, the directions are different. And now let me show you the difference between the tight and the looser twist. So as you can see, the looser twist is much more fluffier and it's shorter, but the tighter one is much more elongated and it's not fluffy. So just choose what works for you. There are times you can twist your hair and then instead of it becoming a good twist, it just unravels and then it looks just weird. So I understand that this happens to most of us, especially if you haven't mastered the right technique. So I'm going to show you exactly what I mean by that. So here I'm twisting, I'm rolling, and I'm actually pinching and rolling, but instead of me locking the hair, so I'm going to use that term, the term locking. Now look at that root there, it's already unraveling. So if you continue twisting the hair, and you see that it's unraveling, it's not locking, then that means you're doing it in the direction that you're not supposed to be doing it. So basically, if you're not seeing a twist when you're starting, you just know that you're not doing it the right way. So instead of crossing it under, just cross it over. That is going to make a huge difference. There's no right way of doing this. You just need to try it, and if you feel like your twist is coming out like this, just undo it and do it in the opposite direction. So instead of crossing it under, just cross it over, and that's going to make a huge difference. Now you're going to see what I mean by that. So the first time we crossed it under, now we're going to cross it over. Now you're going to see the difference. Pinch, roll, cross it over. Pinch, roll, cross it over. Pinch, roll, cross it over. That's the same technique. And now look at this. Already you can see the hair twisting, and you can already see that the root is much tighter and much neater. Now those are the basics that you need to understand, and when it comes to the stiffness and the tightness and also the fluffiness of the twist, it depends on the technique that you're going to be using. A word of advice if you're a beginner: when it comes to doing your own hair, it's not going to happen overnight. So what you need to do is to practice more. And another thing you need to do is to be very, very patient with yourself. It's not going to happen overnight. It never happened overnight for me, and it never happened overnight for anyone who knows how to do their own hair. So you need to understand that patience is the key, and also continue practicing. Consistency is going to make you get greater at what you're doing. So you need to make sure that you're more consistent, you're more patient, and never stop practicing. And that's how you do your twist. So this twist looks amazing, and as you can see, the first they look different, not that different, but they look different. So I'm going to show you how to do it in bigger sections, and this is where you're going to see the difference between the techniques, especially when it comes to stiffness. So we're going over the basics, and that's pinch, roll, crossing it over, pinch, roll, crossing it over. Now I'm going to do this tightly so that you can see what I mean. And as you can see, I'm rolling it completely. I'm rolling it completely so that it can be much tighter. So after I'm done, you're going to see the stiffness that is going to come with this twist. And before I forget, you need to make sure that you have oil on your hands and your fingers so that it can be much easier for you to twist the hair. And as you can see, my fingers are very oily. This helped with the twisting. So as you can see, that twist is very stiff, very, very stiff. It does not have any kind of movement. So I'm going to show you what happens when you change the technique, when you do it much looser. So remember, the tension needs to be the same throughout. So what we're doing here is pinching, rolling, then crossing over, but now we're doing it tightly at the root. But then after that, we now start doing it much looser. So what we're doing here is we're rolling it just 15 degrees. 15 degrees, guys. So we're just taking a 15-degree turn. As you can see, it's literally nothing. So see what I'm doing here? Just twisting it a bit, rolling it just a bit. I'm not doing it completely. So you're going to see the difference between the first time and now the second time. Now as you can see, I'm not rolling it. I'm not actually wrapping the hair around itself, but I'm just twisting it a bit. I'm rolling the hair just a bit, just a nudge, so that you can have that twist effect. And as you can see, I haven't even done anything to it, and now it has that movement. So that's basically what you need to do, guys, and please be patient with yourself and continue practicing. I know it can feel like it's a lot, especially on one day, but the more you practice, the more it makes sense and the more you get better at it. So if you have any questions, please feel free to comment down below and just tell me. I'm going to reply to your comments. And yeah, I hope this video was very helpful, and I'm just going to show you one last time so that you can understand. So at the root I'm doing it tightly, and then after that I just do it loosely, and making sure that the tension is still the same throughout so that I can be able to have a much even twist. And that's basically what you have to do, guys. So remember, once you're sectioning your hair, you take that section, divide it into two, then you use the technique of pinch, roll, then crossing over or crossing under. Pinch, roll, crossing over or under. Pinch, roll, crossing over or under. That's basically what you have to do, guys. You don't have to do much. And never forget to moisturize your hair before you do any kind of protective style. And I failed to mention, once you reach the ends, just curl the ends and that's it. It's not going to unravel. If you've done your twist correctly, it's not supposed to unravel. And that's it, guys. That's all you have to do. That's how you achieve this gorgeous and amazing twist. So I really hope you're going to try this out, and I'm looking forward to see what you're going to do with your hair, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye, guys.